Hey guys, how's it going? Hopefully you guys are having a good day out in nature. Get out in nature. Enjoy the greenery. It's always beautiful to get out and enjoy the serenity. Yeah. So I'm been writing a few things down about addictions and how when we hit rock bottom, it doesn't just have to be addictions. It can be anything, right? Like relationships, just anything in your life. Your life could be rock bottom completely, just everything, right? So I'm just talking about how when we do hit rock bottom, we have a choice. We either have a choice of using that as fuel for liberation and being more free, or we use it as a way of self-destruction and putting ourselves in that darkness, putting ourselves in that place of despair. Now, a lot of addictions start out small, and it's like you follow the norm, right? It's a big thing in Australia, drinking, right? It starts out small, and it's not even, for a lot of people, it's just because everyone else is doing it. It's like you just follow the the norm. Yeah, then it just slowly builds up, right? You just use it more and more as an out, like you're running away from that internal struggle that you don't want to face. And when we do that, we cause a lot of strife for ourselves and the people around us. Yeah. Like, the first step is bringing awareness to these tendencies and why you're really reaching out into certain things and partaking in things that aren't serving your highest good. Like, that's the first step, is being aware of that, bringing light to those parts of yourself. And most people can't do that. Most people can't take accountability for their life and what they're doing and what actions they're doing. And for a lot of people, there's no awareness to it. They're not seeing how it's affecting their life. They're not seeing from a broader picture, from a broader perspective. And that's fine, like, some people are just meant to do that, and it's fine. But I'm talking to the people that are sick of that, are sick of doing things that hurt themselves, doing things that don't serve you and that make you sick and make you feel like you want to be free from those things, right? I'm talking to those people, and I understand the struggles. I really do. I've seen it. I've seen the utmost despair in man, right? That comes along with addiction, and I've seen the depravity of it and the gruesomeness of it. of addiction at its depth. I've seen how it destroys a man, and it's like a vortex. It pulls in everyone around that person, and it affects everyone. It's really dark, and we have a choice. We have a choice of choosing what side we want to be on. Will we continue the short-term pleasures of giving into addictive tendencies that comes with long-term suffering and long-term pain and hurting those around you? Or do we choose to face that uncomfortableness, that fear, that shame? Do we choose to face that and choose to be in that uncomfortableness in the short term? That's long lasting. That's long-term gratification. Do we choose to face that is causing these addictions and we take a stand for it, or do we choose to relapse back into it and we choose? We have a choice. And when we reach rock bottom, we can choose to sign our life away. And I've seen that. Sign your life away to you release yourself. But you're not releasing yourself into freedom. You're releasing yourself into suffering and pain and hurting those around you. Or do you choose to face that? Do you choose to face that darkness within you that's causing these addictions to play out through your life, and bad relationships? And of course, it all has meaning. It's all showing you something, right? Your relationships, the people around you, it's all pointing back to here and what's unprocessed within you. And I'm sure anyone that's watching this that resonates with this, I'm sure you've seen what addictions can do to people, and it's a really grim sight when you see it at its purest form, and you see it at its most gruesome. It's really for me, seeing someone close to me go through so much pain and suffering, and being a vortex and bringing everyone around into that, and it's rough. But that in itself was one of the greatest teachings for me. Seeing that and being able to see that as a lesson, and seeing that as inspiration for a path that I choose to not go down, and choose to not fall into this darkness. And it actually was one of my greatest teachers. My dad was one of my greatest teachers, and he might not have seen that while he was here, but he can see it now, and he showed me a lot, even if he didn't necessarily see it. Because we really do affect everyone around us when we choose to fall into these vices and let them control us and let them dictate our life. Because, and these mozzies are after me, man. it drags everyone in because you're in resistance to life. You're in resistance to the flow of life, and that creates a vortex. It creates resistance around everything around you, and it's like I saw it. I saw how it's like if anything could go wrong, it went wrong. Like when you're living in that like pure addiction and pure resistance against your internal world, you're really like, life will just throw everything in your face to show you that you're not you're doing things wrong. You're in resistance, and it's like most people are just so oblivious to the signs. Like the universe will give you so many signs, and it'll just like throw so much shit in your face just to show you that, mate, you've got to change. You've got to do something. You've got to go within, and you've got to look at what you're doing, like, seriously. But you know, some people are just here to kind of experience that out, and you know, I guess it's a lesson for other people as well, especially those close to them. It really shows a lot. Like, if you're willing to see that side of it, if you're willing to see, you know, of course it's very grim seeing someone go through heavy addictions and stuff, but there's also another side of it where you can see, bro, these mozzies are crazy. I might as well just let him eat me. There's like, if you can see another side of like the depravity of addiction, right, and see it as like a teacher, it's showing you something, right? It really is. And I know that because I've been there, and I've seen the darkness of it, and it showed me so much. Like, but are we going to use that to our advantage, or are we going to let that bring us down? Let what's happened to us and what we've seen either bring us down, or we can let it inspire us and motivate us to be a better person and to live life the way we want to, and not be chained by certain things. And I promise you, life is so much easier when you face that inner darkness that is keeping you chained. Like, at the start of this, it may seem like it's not. It may seem like life's just like breaking you down, and that's necessary, right? It may seem that like it's so hard to face this like darkness, like it's almost like you're burdened by it, and why is this here? Why am I feeling this? Why? But if you have the courage to really face that and let it work through you, it'll be so much easier, and you'll be so protected in the long run. Like, spirit will work with you and see your efforts. It'll be so, you will live a life so much more, with so much more gratitude, love, and compassion and joy, when you choose to face that which is causing your addictions and habits and certain relationships that aren't, you know, karmic relationships, and just anything really. Like, the more we let these addictive tendencies and habits rule our lives, the more we give access for that darkness within us to grow. And when we do that, it's like it just takes control. It takes the steering wheel. And it's like the more we give in, the more that darkness just builds and builds and builds. And I'm sure you've seen it in this day and age where it's like people will like let that just like fester and build up, and then it'll either like just explode into the world. And you know, you see all the things that happens these days. It's like or it'll just, or your 24/7 natural state will just be pain and suffering, and that build up of fear and shame and guilt, and that'll just build up, and that'll be your experience, and that'll reflect your life, that'll reflect everything that comes with life, and you'll just be zapped of joy. So, you know, you can choose to make a stand, or you can choose to go further down the path of self-destruction. You know, hitting rock bottom is fertile ground for liberation, but it's also fertile ground for self-destruction. You can either choose to be free of your addictions, or you can choose to not be free. Simple as that. You can choose to let them rule you and live a life of in despair, really, because when you go down the path of really going into addictions heavily, it really brings you to a dark place. And you know, I've seen that. Like, I've seen that within myself as well. Like, I may be young, right, but and I may not have gone into the utmost depth of addictions, but you know, I've had my things. I've had many things, actually. Being in this day and age, I see it with everyone has their addictions. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy, but it's like the access of information. It's so easy. But that's the thing, the easy path, which is not actually easy, is it brings a lot of pain and suffering. But like the hard path of that we perceive as hard, which is facing that, which is actually the easier path. It may seem harder in the short term to face that, but in the long term, you look back and you go, wow, I'm actually so grateful for myself that I chose to take a stand, and I chose to free myself of these addictions and these darknesses that were holding me down. And of course, it's always an ongoing process. You can always be more free. You can always be, there's always, you know, this may sound like, you know, there's always more to do, but like, that's just life. You're not gonna just reach this like pure enlightenment state, and because then where's the contrast to life, right? Where's the, you've got to have those rough experiences and those dark experiences to really see the light in life. And that's what's so beautiful about it, is that when we can see that darkness as being such a blessing and a teacher, and like having so much wisdom. But that doesn't mean that it's wise to fully indulge into those addictions. It's saying that there's wisdom in those experiences, and there's wisdom in darkness in itself. Yeah, so anyone that's listening, if this resonates with you, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate anyone for watching. Yeah, if this resonates with you, just know that, you know, of course, I'm sure you've heard this, you're not alone, right? You're not alone. It's like, you know, pretty much everyone on this earth is going through their own shit and their own struggle, I understand that. But you have a choice. You have a choice of choosing where you want your life to be, and you can really make a stand for yourself. You truly can. Alright, thanks for watching. I've just supplied these mozzies for for a good week, I think. They've got me good. They can have it. They're I think they like my blood. I've got been treating my body nice, so alright, see you guys.